What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Abyss. I'm Ivan Vargas. What I witnessed yesterday was one of the hardest football games I've ever had to sit and endure. Um, I'll just get this out of the way. The Seahawks weren't any better, but once again, you had an opportunity and you squandered it away. And it's just at the end of the day, it's who we are. It's a losing team and a losing season with bad coaching and bad players. But the one consistent for a long time now, the one consistent has been George McCaskey. Now, I'm not going to start this off by actually talking about George right away. I'm going to give it some time. We're going to talk about the game first, and then I'm going to get into what I have to say. But first, please like, share, and subscribe to the Tape Never Lies Network. Become a patron today at www.thetapeneverlies.com. So, I know you guys have already seen and heard the chants and everything at the game. And, it was shocking. Kerry Franklin, friend, here, he texted me, and I wasn't able to get back to him right away, but addressing it here now, he had mentioned that the stadium looked empty on TV. And I'm like, well, there's people walking up. So I just assumed that maybe it wasn't as packed going inside. But once you got inside, man, there was still some type of a vibe, right? There was still some type of belief that we're gonna win this game, right? We're gonna win this game, in spite of everything. We're gonna take Seattle out. Seattle will lose. That Grinch mentality. I felt like the fans wanted that mentality. The fans showed up once again, and I felt this way once before this season, and that was when the trip to Washington, when me and Kerry are standing there in the stands, and we witnessed the Fail Mary. We watched it, but again, that entire game, you would have thought you were at a Bears game, or at least at a split, like at a neutral site game, because the amount of Bears fans that were there that showed up, the amount of support that you have for this team is just it was really awesome to see. Last night, same thing. But what the fans and are giving, and what some, I would say, it's hard to point to anybody on the team really giving effort right now. Maybe Caleb Williams. I would say Caleb. But for what the fans do, this shit isn't enough. They spend their hard-earned fucking money, and I'm going to go blue collar right now because it's the truth. They spend their hard-earned fucking money to go see your team. They still have hope because they grew up loving the Chicago Bears, the nasty, tough sons of bitches that they were, and they were winning football games. Whatever happened to that team, post Lovey, or that mentality post Ditka, I don't fucking know. I don't know, and it's hard to think that there's going to be changes, and it's hard to think that these fans are going to be rewarded for going to the game, spending the money on merchandise, spending the money on food, spending the money on tickets. Fuck, tickets aren't fucking cheap, man, in the NFL. It's not going to a fucking baseball game. You know what I'm saying? You can find a cheap-ass baseball ticket. Trust me, I've been there. Look at the White Sox. But it is fucking disrespectful to not want to change what the fuck has been going on with this team. It is flat out a slap in the face to all the fans that have lived and breathed and died Bears football. It is, and it's a disrespect to all the alumni that have fought, all the Hall of Famers that are in your Hall of Fame. No, it's not your Hall of Fame, but in your Hall of Fame group. I think the Bears have the most Hall of Famers. It's disrespectful to that legacy to have this team be this incompetent, to have this team not show up for 10 fucking weeks. It's sad. It's sad. I'm going to bring in my guy, Big Steve Edwards. Steve, what's up, brother?
What up, man? What's going on?
So I just, letting off some steam.
I see. I said I popped in right when Ivan's right in the middle of his rant. they'll make you do that. It's just been a 10-week stretch of just running a rant about these guys. What else can you say? It's
and Steve, it was like I said, it was the people showed up, man. It was like there was a good vibe. I was like, all right, at least there's people here. At least it's like, not just, it wasn't really like the rain on TV and the rain. The TV makes the rain effect look kind of crazy, right? Because they got the lighting and they got the angle and it looks like it's fucking a torrential downpour. The shit was a drizzle. It was Seattle weather. It was like that pesky, consistent drizzle. It was Seattle weather, if I may say so. But it was not an effect. It really, to me, it didn't really affect much. Maybe the grip on the ball a little bit here and there, but it really didn't look like this team was affected by the weather. They were affected by incompetence. They were affected by taking somebody who was, supposed to be one thing and making him do another, and just trying to force square pegs into round holes. And that's been the Chicago Bears, Steve. And it really guts me because it's like, how many times do we have to talk about this? How many times? Was it Ted Phillips? Is it Ted? If it's not Ted Phillips, it's this one. If it's not George, it's somebody. It's always something with this fucking team, and it doesn't seem like they care to get out of this. It doesn't seem to me. It seems like George McCaskey is more fucking worried about his nice, clean image and trying to be the mayor of Bearsville than fucking actually. He reminds me of like old school kissing the babies and stuff, or taking the pictures, doing all this shit. Bro, that's fine, but people are fucking mocking you. People are openly mocking you. And I'm one of them because you do this shit and it's like nothing affects you. The game doesn't really affect you. The losing doesn't affect you. Do you just take the excuse and eat it up? I don't get it. See, I don't understand why they continue to want to be mediocre and just tread water when you could swim forward. You know what I'm saying? Why stay in the middle of the ocean when you could get your ass out?
Yeah, I think Chicago's the only place where we've heard fans tell owners to sell the team. I'm sure it's happened in other places, but with the White Sox and now the Bears, it's got into a pinnacle. What's the word I'm looking for? It got to a pinnacle of just of mass proportions where we just in the spot where it is so bad. We're losing. It was finding other ways to lose games, and it's just like we just keep on putting this product out there, and the vicious cycle just continues. And this has been one of the worst Bear seasons of all time, I believe. It's just it has to be number one. I know there's been some bad teams. This is the fashion in which you got your quarterback after all these years. And your quarterback of the future. Obviously there's a lot of ways to go, but obviously the talent speaks for itself when you see it. The guy's constantly under duress, and it's hard not to go into these people and feed into these people with these narratives, but I'm trying not to go there. It's just quite simply, he made some bad decisions. Like I said, it's a rookie. It's a rookie. He makes rookie mistakes on top of all the bullshit that he's endured. And it's this constant jailbreaks in his face, 2 or 3 people in his face. And he made some incredible throws under the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And we just refuse to this. Everything's so lopsided and backwards, ass backwards. It's just like, it doesn't take a rocket science to kind of just get you want to just sit back and give people their responsibilities and do what they do best. But when you do it ass backwards the way they do it, not lining things up, not getting rid of coaches, and you just got everybody's on different levels of playing field as far as Pose is in here. This coach now, if he stays, he's going to get a coach, and he may be a lame duck. And the quarterback has not lined up with the coach, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. And it's just like, why can't you just simply fix that? Why can't you just simply fix that? Why can't you just simply just hire a coach that is of the top tier of the coaching pool that is available? Why can't you just go in there and get that person? Why does it have to be somebody you're comfortable with? Why does it have to be this guy who's in tier C because you're comfortable with him? Or why do we have to continue, like, last year, get a committee, or not last year, well, it was 3 years ago, get a committee of people who know nothing about football mostly, and then a couple retired guys that know nothing about the organization, and it's just ridiculous. And we're the mockery of the nation. We're national mocking. Nationally, we're getting mocked. It's draining, man. It's so draining, and we sat there because even with us losing, is it really going to change anything with the last week? Or is our draft stock going to even improve? Based on so many teams having bad years. So I'm looking at it like, man, it would be just nice for the soul just to see a win, and it just hung there. It is that win, the ability to go get that win just hung and dangled in front of our faces all night long. That was the crazy thing about it.
And how many of those have we? Sorry, how many of those have we seen, Steve? You know what I'm
oh
saying?
man, so many. How many?
Like,
Yeah, just
how many games could
that
we
one
have
felt more gut wrenching because it was like, okay, this is it. Seattle's the team, because you saw Geno Smith was off. That's like, oh, this team's not that great. Like,
they weren't running well. I thought they were going to run right through us.
Yeah, I thought, and this is why I said, I told my buddy Howard, I said, second half we played pretty good. We've always been, like, lately, like, we've always seemingly, our offense comes to life a little bit, and we make these second half adjustments and we look better. The fact that we were down by 3, I said, we got this, because they're going to make the adjustments. They're going to do what they have been doing. And it's just like, okay, close game. Let's just suck in the second half. Like, let's go retread of what we kind of haven't been doing. Has been terrible. They've been a better second half team. And we just decided with the game being so close that we decided not to be good in the second half. It was just like, it's just kind of giving you the stamp of this, how terrible this shit is. And it's at home on a Thursday night where it could have been a very nice Christmas, the day after Christmas. Thursday night, it wasn't fucking freezing. Mm-hmm. People out there still showed up, fans still into it, standing up. Like, and then this is what we deliver, and it's sad that you put the fans are being put through this. It's time to get it right. You hear it in the media, just on the radios today. Not Zach Zayman. I'm glad he's fucking off the air, and we got the regulars came back on, because I couldn't stand to hear that dude talk. You see everybody just like, what the fuck is going on, man? This is terrible.
Yeah, and again, I agree with Alexander right here. This is part of the problem, right? It was part of the problem. We mentioned it before. I remember mentioning it when it happened. Like, why? Like, why are they involved, right? Soup Campbell lost his job. Tanisha Wade is a HR person. Am I wrong? Why do they need to be involved in finding the football coach, right? What was the purpose of that? And then the football coach that they find, is it worth the damn? So go figure. You have these non-football people meddling in your business. George being the number one. I almost put public enema, but I thought that was too much. But it is shit, Steve. It has been shit. And I'm not going to accept anything less than having whoever the hell the GM and whoever, if it's not going to be Ryan Poles, then Kevin Warren, make the decision. Ryan Poles, I guess they don't want you to be the GM. They're going to go with their own guy. We're going to go with this guy, the top pick, whoever the fuck it is. Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel. I don't care at this point, Steve. You know what I'm saying? I just make sure that when this happens, this meeting, and we talked about it on the Bear Down with Big Steve on Mondays, don't have anybody that has – it's Kevin Warren, and if it's not Ryan Poles, it's Kevin Warren making the decision. So who the hell else would be involved? Nobody. Nobody else should be involved. If Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren aren't making the decision, or if it's not, or if Kevin Warren isn't making the decision to get rid of Ryan Poles and accept the GM of the top coaches choosing, then so fucking be it. Ryan Poles, you got to go. I don't care. I'm not here for nostalgia. I don't need King fucking Poles. I don't give a fuck. Win football games is my shit, Steve. Win football games, man. I'm sick of this. It's sad. We're a sad-ass fucking franchise, and we don't deserve to be. Or maybe we do deserve to be with how they've done this. Maybe we do deserve to be, but the fans don't deserve this shit.
Yeah, man. It's and then I put up a nice post today, and it's been interesting. So if you're on my Facebook, come by and check it out. It's the meme with, like, I think the picture was circulating about Poles and his fate. There's some good debates going on there. I've been jumping in, and not too hard. I didn't want to lose my mind with, I try to let people have their opinions and not try to go in too hard. But, everybody has the right, because I'm split on the Poles thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where, not split. I wouldn't say split. I'm more so, I think I was split. And then after yesterday, I became more on the edge of, somebody has to, not just Eberflus goes down for this. You know what I mean? I'm just, when you look at the schematic of things, when you go 10 in a row, possibly 11, Poles got to take some of this. He's got to eat some of this. You know what I mean? Like, I understand the circumstances that, he didn't get to pick his second coach, but you brought this shit back. You brought this back, Eberflus. You guys went on a nationwide search for an offensive coordinator, and you chose Shane Waldron. You brought Eberflus back after having two coaches that he decided as being on his staff were fired the previous year for misconduct. Then we get to it's just been this whole coaching staff has been a disaster. And I'll say minus Thomas Brown, and now he's taking a lot of licks for what's going on, and I just keep on saying I was cursing at his ass yesterday a little bit too, and my buddy was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I love Thomas Brown, but I'm giving at him, but I understand the circumstances that he was dealt with." Yeah. But this coaching staff has been a complete disaster, dude. It's turned out to be one of the worst. All of it is terrible, right?
Right.
All of it is terrible. What is happening in the organization. But this coaching staff is fucking awful. When it comes down to it, it's really bad. It's really bad. You guys are really bad at what you do in the product, and the players are not really that good either. And it comes down to certain, and I think that I still have belief in certain skill positions. Mm-hmm. But it's just all bad. You want to try to figure out where to point the fingers at. You know where to point it. But Poles has to take some heat. And if they keep him, how does he fix this? How do we trust him? Remember Jerry Zuma said trust. He kept saying trust. Do I trust them? I don't trust. Trust. And Jerry Zuma kept bringing that word trust out. Do I trust do I trust them even if they get rid of Poles? Do you trust now that Kevin Warren, if it's not just going to be Kevin Warren making this, McCaskey, George McCaskey's going to be involved in that. And wherever, you know what I mean? So it's just now they got to choose the GM. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's a hot mess. You know what I mean? And how do you dig yourself out of it? I do not know. I just, because that's the first decision you have to make is at that post position. And I don't know, man. It's tough, man. We're in the shit. We're in the shit right now, man. Right. We really are. It's crazy. We're in the shit, but we have like this golden like weapon that could, if we able to harness it, it can solve everything. But do we know how to harness it? Do we know how to get here's an analogy for you guys. Excalibur, the fucking sword and the fucking stone. Are we gonna able to pull that motherfucker out the stone and use it? Which is Caleb Williams, basically what I'm saying.
Right.
We're gonna be able to take that dude and unlock him to his fullest by doing the right things with the coach. Are we?
Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, at this point, looking at it, I again, if it's Ben Johnson, fucking so be it. Like I'm not here to argue over the schematics of who's. I'm here to say, hey, who's going to come in here? Who's going to demand that there be a separation of ownership and football? Because I truly believe that is the key to unlocking the potential of this football team. There needs to be a complete divorce from the ownership meddling with the football side. Like, you want to go ahead and kiss fucking babies at training camp, George? So be it. Don't worry about the team's jerseys. Don't worry about what the hell people are saying. On a cable fucking TV show. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that shit. Worry about taking care of Ma. Worry about figuring out how to get this entity.
Stadium.
Yeah, the stadium, and get this franchise moved over to your family. Focus on that shit and stay the fuck out of football, because I'm tired of it, Steve. There's one consistent in all this fucking mess. One guy, and that's it. So and we got rid of his buddy, his teddy bear. So now it really is just him. So. Yeah. It's a sickening. It sickens me. It sickened me to think and go home last night like, man, this team could have won so many games if we had cap. I'm not going to say they would have won a Super Bowl, Steve, but we wouldn't be in this fucking position if they would have done the right thing last year. And what they did is they gambled on their fucking feelings and they failed. Period. So. They need to get over themselves. They're not football people. Own the team. Sit the fuck in the booth. Watch the games. That's it.
And I'm going to say this, man. As far as the two candidates, I mean, the two names that are out there is Vrabel and Ben Johnson. And at this point, you can have your favorite of the two. And right now, I don't care which one you get. Get one of them. The worst case scenario for us, we lose out on both of them. That's the thing I'm scared of, that we don't even get one of the two. I'm really at that point that just get one of those two guys. Whatever your preference is, if anything, if we're gonna all be lockstep, we all need to be lockstep that maybe those are the two best candidates out there, and we have to get one of those two guys. And I think it becomes a failure if we lose out on both. So that's my fear, that we lose out on both and not nail down one of them. I would love them to get and vet both of them and interview both of them and figure out which one and deem which one is the right fit for this team. I think both of them could be in their own different ways, but let's not lose out on both of them. Let's not have it where we just like, oh, they're both, he goes here, you goes here. Now we're just like, okay, Pete Carroll, which wouldn't be a bad fallback possibly, but I just don't want to lose out on those two guys, because they're the two right now. barring any other chance circumstances changing, those are your two best option available early on. That, and I think people kind of foresee maybe those are going to continue to be the number two options unless there's some surprise firing that we don't know about.
Hmm. I agree. To me, if it's Pete Carroll, the only thing I'd be afraid of is this Pete Carroll's,
Age, man, he's
last check.
old. He's up there, man.
Yeah, is it like his last check? You know what I'm saying? Like a John
Yeah,
Fox, and he's over here just blowing smoke to get a final check because
yeah.
you can finesse the fuck
I
because
don't
he
know if he
thinks he
would
can
be
finesse us. I
on
don't know.
that. I think his passion. He's a passionate guy. You got to remember, Pete Carroll is very passionate, spirited. But it's does he when he at the age of what 73?
Yeah,
Is he going to have that same passion? Like, as far can you continue that, or are you going to die out? Are we going to have a Joe Biden situation? You know what I mean? Like, where the guy is just mummified after a while. It's this real, like, you
right,
know what I
right,
mean? Like, do this, especially in football. Like, I'm sure running the country is a little more stressful than a football team. Let me not compare that, but still, it's stresses that come with football. So I just worried about that.
right.
I'm not worried about the man, the coach, the culture builder. He's proven to do that, and we're so desperate. But at the age of 73, I want somebody who's going to come here. I'm not going to have to want to worry about in 2 years. If even if he came, you got Pete Carroll and things went right. I don't want to have to worry about, hey, who's our next guy in 2 years, 3 years.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
want to get one of these two guys, and hopefully Vrabel or Ben Johnson, and one of those guys, and they work out, and we got them for the next 5. Not even 5, the next 10 years. That's what
Right.
your goal is, to have a guy for, 6 years plus. You know what I mean? That means you got something good going, because usually if a coach is not getting the job done, they're out of there 3. So
Right.
2 even. So if you got the guys in there for 6 years plus, you got something rolling.
If it were to be Pete Carroll, right? Like this would be the incentive that I think would be what Pete would need for them to hire him, right? You would have to have a offensive coordinator that has been established and is able to call plays, right? Has called plays for some time and has done a quality job with it. Can you find that person? Are you going to discover this person out of nowhere? Like Pete Carroll's a defensive guy, so like that would be the incentive, right? Because it's the same incentive that Mike Vrabel would have to come with. Like
Yeah, he's gonna have
who
to come.
who are you gonna bring
Yeah,
with
and
you?
for Mike Vrabel, my big question would be, who's your coordinator? Who's your second option for a coordinator? Once that coordinator has success with Caleb and leaves for a head coaching job, who's your second? Who's your
Hmm.
third? And that's what I would want to know. I'm sure he's been putting together a team, and he's a smart dude. I'm sure this is what these coaches know that are in the top tier. You know, they've gotten their calls in. They've already made their contacts. They know who their guys. It's not going to be any guessing game. They already know who they're going to be lockstep with. I got this guy. He's coming with me. This guy's coming with me. So they're going to know that. It'll be interesting. And maybe that might not be where we find out. We might not find that stuff out, because that'll be something that's behind the scenes. And unless, in the way things get linked, maybe we'll find out some of that information, who these guys might be linked to as far as D coordinators and offensive coordinators. But those all will be interesting things as this, we're fastly approaching that time. And you go. And the thing is, the Vrabel thing could move fast, because Cleveland's going to be out of it, because then Ben Johnson is going to be in the midst of a playoff run,
Hmm.
But it's just going to be interesting times, man, how this thing goes. Obviously, it's Detroit. Let me ask this question: is Detroit in the position for a first round bye?
Yeah, that would. Let me go back and double check.
Because
I
you
will
know
just.
what? You know why I say that? Because that first round bye is a big. Oh, we're on a bye week. Even though they'll be working, it'll be a time for them to get their first interview in with Ben Johnson. They
Yeah,
usually
the
have
Lions.
work.
The Lions got the number 1 seed.
Okay, the number one seed. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a good sign right there. As far as if you're Ben Johnson and I was Vrabel, we be able to talk to Vrabel pretty quickly, and also Ben Johnson. It won't be too much hold up there because he'll be in the bye week. They would bring him in at some point at the end of the week. So they would have to jump on that to get the first rounds with him, and that way, and then maybe that kind of could be the start of things, but the Bears are going to have to move quickly. And this is the other This is the other thing. If they did, we talk about moving off of polls, right,
Yeah.
Ivan?
Right.
If we moved off of polls, how quickly are they going to move towards getting their general manager?
Mhm.
This is something, if they were going to do, they need to have in mind who are the general managers they're going to go after right away, a list of them, short list, and get at them really quickly, because you can't mess around and be taking it. And I think the Bears have a tendency of taking these long, drawn out, processes. You know what I mean? When it comes to interviewing, and that's cool. But in this circumstance, with the urgency, you're going to have to move to lock down one of these top tier coaches. If you were to move off of polls, you have to get that GM in there quickly and get that established and move very quickly.
Yeah.
Obviously, you keep polls, you're just it's just moving right along, but
Yeah, Ian Cunningham's gone. Like,
yeah, guys, come
you
on,
ain't gonna
man.
tell me. Come on, be real. Let's be real. Oh, his best friend. We're gonna hire his best friend. Why?
Yeah, y'all gotta stop that,
Why
man.
haven't you been correcting your boy? Why would you check your boy? Check your boy, Ian. Check your. You know what I'm saying? And I'm obviously I'm
We gotta
joking a little
stop that,
bit, but
guys. I'm hearing that
let's
all over the
stop,
place.
man. Like, come on.
I just be like, do y'all realize that's his best friend? Like, and it's not like he's gonna have a lack of options. Like, let's get realistic. Unless this dude's a no holds barred type of dude. Like, hey, maybe they'd be like, hey, if Poles mutually agrees to leave and like, hey, Ian, let's take it over. We already started this. Maybe that's a little fetch. This Ian might be like, hey man, I got this job over here. Now Ryan, you come with me, and then we'll get you back going, and I'll get you. You can head to get your next job. I just don't see that, But yeah, I don't. Guys, he's his friend. You know what I mean? I met
These
them.
guys,
They was
they're making decisions together, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm
they
saying? Like,
boys, man. I seen them move. I've been at the events, Bears events. These dudes are like, you could tell that's your boy. He talks about his boy. You could tell that's his boy. Like, I was at the Bears gala, like that's his boy. I was at golfing, alumni out of that's his boy. They're over there chipping. They locked, and that's cool. So it's probably not going to be any dissension there.
I agree, and it's not me knocking Ian Cunningham, right? Because I don't know what he could do as a GM. But like, the simple fact is, if you are together, and that was the idea, you're the assistant general manager, you're together making these decisions. You're in the meeting room. You're probably the last guy out with some of these meetings with Ryan Poles. If you not, you guys are leaving the room together. So to me, why not keep Ryan Poles? Like, it would be just like keeping the same dude.
Yeah. If you did that, you might as well. But yeah, and that's another thing, about Ryan Poles is that he's going to lose Ian Cunningham possibly this year, and it's probably going to be it. Because I think Ian's going to go ahead and take an opportunity or get an opportunity. So now Poles is without his boy. You know what I mean? Now that's another aspect that's that weakened him, which has already been some weekend decisions, some really bad decisions. And that was the thing I posted today, Ivan. Yeah. And people were like, well, one guy was just thought, this guy, I hate when people come with the super paragraphs and because you can fucking write really good and structure your sentences really good, doesn't fucking take away that your fucking shit is wrong. Like, the dude has missed on it's so many ways I could take it, but it's just like, come on, I don't like the dude has missed. Like, and I can't help that. I like polls. I talk, like I said, I come to like people too. Yeah. Like the guy is real personable. I met Ibrahim personable. I met Justin Fields personable. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's accountability that, even when I was in the position, and some accountability. People like, hey, get your, he's a nice guy. You're not, we want to get an upgrade at this, like it is what it is, man. It's the NFL, it's a business, and and Poles has been lacking in the position that he should be an expertise at, on top of other misses, Roshan Johnson, all these, like, and they talk about Yale and I don't know about Amagaji, but he also, like, you want to talk about injured. The guy brought up, well, Amagaji was injured. That's the problem. He always is getting a lot of injured guys lately too, right?
Mm-hmm. Remember,
Everybody he's collecting, they got injuries,
his
pre-injuries.
First signing that wasn't. You remember that, Steve?
Who's
Larry Ogunjobi.
I forgot about that. Wow.
Wouldn't sign him because of the foot. Larry Ogunjobi's playing with Pittsburgh right now. Has been playing with Pittsburgh fine for a few years now. So it's like, man. You know what I mean? And I haven't, and I'm not saying Larry Ogunjobi would have been but the simple fact that it's like, now you're taking these desperate chances. Like it doesn't make sense at how he's gone about some of these decisions in the draft.
Hey, and you know what? The thing about it is, we were big. I know for a fact, me and Phil were big on Ryan Bates. And that's the thing. We're not hiding behind some of the stuff we say. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't hide. Me and Phil were big on Ryan Bates. We understood, and obviously Poles, who had this obsession to getting him, and we were big on him. We thought he could bring something. The problem is, which we don't know, we're not, we don't have their injury reports and shit, that this guy's got a fucking shoulder. Mm-hmm. Now, that's something that Poles and the doctors and the information he gets from the Buffalo Bills that he would have. And we don't have. So if I knew that this dude had some pre-conditions going on, that changes everything. So obviously we got him, and he's been injured. He's been unavailable. So it's hard to even see the things that we watched film on and broke down because it's unexistent, because he can't be out there.
Well, shit, Steve, I mean, my shoulder hurts. Maybe he'll draft me.
Yeah, like, fuck, man. Everybody talking like, Steve, you got another play. Well, fuck, man. Maybe I do. Like,
you need a fullback.
Maybe I got this dude take anybody out of shape, fucking brained up, elbows, knees. I walked on the treadmill for the day, first time, like trying to get back into it. Up this, and I'm just like sat down, like, fuck. All I did was walk for fucking an hour on the treadmill. I'm like I'm dead. Like, pick me up. I can use a fucking check.
I don't even know why my shoulder's hurting right now.
Yeah, man.
It's actually like a pain in the ass. But I'm
getting old, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Now that I know where you work at, you dealing with those fucking tanks over there. Those are you fucking with those tanks over there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My buddy actually somehow he knew somebody over there. Somebody gave him a freaking tank, by the way. This is years ago now, so we can't even trace who it was. My buddy got a tank for somebody over there, and it was like I didn't fuck with it. But yeah, those motherfucking things are fucking like missiles.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say this because I gotta get out of here. I got a buddy, the same guy I'm talking about with the tank. He's back on the side. That's when he was living down there off of Western. And he lived like maybe 2 doors down from that, the place that you work at.
Right. Yeah.
When I seen you, how long you been working there, by the way, Ivan?
Oh, like May last year.
What's that?
Like May of last year.
Okay, so you weren't there. All right, because I thought I'm trying to see how long you were working there, because there's a bar that used to be open around the corner.
Yes, it's not open right now. It's not open right now, but the liquor store is.
Yeah, it used to be connected to the liquor store.
Yep.
And then, of course, on the other side, I don't know if they still got that hot dog stand around there, the little small hot dog stand.
No, they got like it's crazy. So there were on that corner, so right across from the liquor store, right, is a Mexican restaurant. And then there's another Mexican restaurant literally right next to it. Across the street, there's a Mexican restaurant at a corner with another Mexican restaurant like 2 doors. It's like the crazy like I don't know. I don't know where I thought it was a little village for a minute, but it's
Yeah,
like
this is a vegan. I used to be a vegan Mexican restaurant over there too. I
yeah,
don't know if it's still. I used to be over there all the time. One of my best friend that I'm actually me and we do my two best friends. We do a friend, a buddy's Christmas gift exchange, and it's something we just. I mean, we've been knowing each other for years. We just started it like maybe 4 years ago. Like, hey, let's start giving each other gifts and shit. So. That's what I'm getting ready to go do. One thing I was going to say last night, I was at my other buddy Howard's house, and halftime we were this done. We were over like he got on. He's a DJ part. He
yeah.
does DJing too, on top of cutting hair and working on TV sets and all that. So he starts spinning. We're sitting there. I actually posted it. I went live on IG and I think on Instagram for a little bit. But Olin popped in on my
Oh,
IG. And he's like, because I was talking and I was like, dude, this is our therapy right now for halftime. And then Olin was like, this shit is not going to help anything. I said, Olin, I don't know if it's you don't like the music. I know you love Bob, but or if you just like nothing's going to help with the misery that we're dealing with. I think it
my
maybe was a
God.
combo. If he wanted a little Bob. He wasn't
Yeah.
feeling my guy's spin, or also probably was like, nothing's going to help the misery
Yeah.
of what's going on. So it was nice to see Olin pop in. A couple people were in there. It was like, Olin's in the chat.
Real quick, Steve, before you take
Yeah.
off. So Jonathan Hood had his
Jay Hood.
yeah, Jay Hood has his net his YouTube channel. Go check it out. Under the Hood with Jay Hood. He had, his post game, little spiels and stuff like that. I always watch him, but yesterday was just fucking hilarious, bro. So this is Jay Hood's post game commentary from yesterday.
The Chicago Bears, they lose to the Seattle Seahawks by the score of 6-3. Fuck this. You talk about it.
It was not much to say.
Oh
right?
my God, there wasn't shit to say, but there wasn't anything to say but the truth, and the truth is just gonna piss everybody off.
And there was another funny story because we've been drinking bourbon. So by the time I got home, I pass out on the couch because I'm listening. I'm playing the replay of Phil and Shane, post game show, and I just fell asleep and the phone is on the ground. I'm just passed out and I wake up like, fuck, I gotta get off this couch. And then I seen they had a guy, I know I could kind of hear when you sleeping, you hear stuff like I hear that was like, hey, you can come on here if you want to. We always inviting you to come on and debate with us. And then I finally seen a guy come on in and debate with them. It was just like, oh shit. I know they were just like, because I couldn't get. I wanted to go back a little first, see how that all started, but it is wild right now. We live in a wild Bears town. You know how it's like we're living in a wild world. The world is crazy right now. It's a wild Bears crazy right now, and there's no way we can explain it. You see, Jay Hood just is like, I don't know, it's nuts to talk about. Because at the end of the day, you just want them to get it right, and it just seems like it feels like things fall on deaf ears.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
just like you're not listening to your fan base. For once, the fans weren't screaming "Beat Green Bay," and I was so happy just to see it. They screamed some shit that is other than what they was. Green Bay sucks. I hate that chant.
Yeah,
it's something that is more meaningful.
It's old. It's boring. It's fucking dude. They're not fucking worried about you, bro. Trust. They're not worried about us. They're not worried about the Bears. Who the fuck is worried about the Bears right now? Nobody. We are because we're worried. We're worried sick about them. We're worried that this franchise is gonna fall into nothingness, and it's a sad state.
That's all you can say. Yeah, man. But shit, I'm gonna leave it to you. Let you I appreciate, man, being able to come on here, man, on a Friday night, another Bears show with you. I said, I know I seen you text me. I say, I'm just gonna pop on. I don't even have to text back. I'm gonna be jump on here, man. But definitely gonna make sure I make more appearances as we head into what is a wild last game in the off season, right? It's gonna be a wild one. Ivan, I'm gonna be popping in on Ivan. Obviously, Ivan co-hosts with me, so you'll see a lot of us. Me and Ivan, we're gonna get it on, man. I'm telling you, man. TTNL, we're gonna get it on this year, man. Ivan got it popping. Everybody's up in here today, tonight on a Friday. So. But yeah, anyway, Ivan, thanks for having me on, man. And I'll get up with you, bro.
For sure. Sounds good, Big Steve. We'll see you later.
All right, man. Yep.
Later. Big Steve Edwards, our guy. Make sure you check us out on the Bear Down with Big Steve on Mondays. Look, for me, again, you have to step back. And I know we had a comment here with about Greg Gabriel saying that, I don't know, something other that George isn't meddling. Yeah. I don't believe that worth a damn. I don't believe that worth a damn. George let a fucking accountant do the fucking meddling for years. You think George isn't meddling now? You think George isn't right behind involved? You think he doesn't force his way? I think he is. I truly think he is. Because why would ownership sell the team just drafted a savior? This is probably fucking Chris fucking Foster hiding behind a fucking fake name. Bro, you realize that the ownership didn't fucking go ahead and make that fucking choice, right? They chose Ryan Poles. They chose Kevin Warren. And then they allowed themselves, or before they even chose Ryan Poles, they allowed themselves to choose a fucking football coach. So it's just, again, this ass backwards approach of how they fucking do things. Caleb, to me, has all the fucking talent in the world. Why was Justin Fields fucking benched at 4-2? There are fucking reasons for that these things are happening, bro. Caleb isn't just going out there and playing with the fucking offensive line that is all 5 all-pros, and he's just fucking missing throws. He's just fucking missing. Is he perfect? No. But these are coachable mistakes. These are easily coachable mistakes. If you have competent coaching to coach this guy up, he's a fucking rookie. He's a rookie. It's crazy how people want to treat him like we've said that he's going to come in here. He's going to be a generational talent, right? Or some people said that, whatever. He's going to be a quality fucking passer. He's already a better passer than fucking Justin Fields, bro. And it's not even close. We want to know why Justin wasn't taking a bunch of sacks? Because he was running for his fucking life half the time. And Justin has he has a top speed of, what is it, like 25, something like that? Like a fucking Mustang, he takes off. Caleb is looking to pass because he's a passer. There's so many ways to look at this and say, well, why didn't Justin take these sacks? Brother, Justin was taking sacks. He had 55 2 years ago. You don't remember that? You don't remember when we were saying, hey, get Justin an offensive line, figure something out. Justin, stop running so fast, because he was leaving players wide open. Justin wasn't taking shots down the field. Right? We complain about Caleb not fucking taking some shots, holding the ball too long. Justin was doing those same fucking things. But this is year 3 compared to his rookie fucking season. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about a 3rd, 4th year player compared to a rookie. Right? Does he need to clean up footwork? Yes. Do him and his receivers need to get on the same page? Yes. But with all that he's been given this fucking season, the way he's handled himself, I would say anybody else would have probably just quit on the team himself. I don't think Caleb's quit. I think Caleb's frustrated. I think he's not used to this type of assault, right, on him. So can he bounce back from this? I believe so. You just got to go after the fucking top end guys who are going to do what top end guys do and stay the fuck away from football. Justin Fields was never going to be the Bears quarterback because they weren't going to give him fucking $50 million or whatever it was to pick up his fucking option. It just wasn't going to happen. Just wasn't going to happen. Who said it wasn't Caleb? See, this is what I talk about. Ass clowns like you. We've already said Caleb had mistakes, you dumb fuck. This is why you get blocked, Chris Foster. This is how you do it. This is why you get blocked and you come back because you have no fucking life and you hide under a Zach. I'm sure it's Zach, right? Who the fuck is, like, it's the same talking points, bro. You're not fooling anybody. Go fuck yourself. Go live. Seriously, go get some help because all you do is create more and more accounts. Like, how many accounts do you really have? How many emails do you have, bro? You're fucking sick. Go get a life. Justin's not here anymore. He was never going to be here. Justin didn't do enough. Justin had opportunities too. Do you not remember that? God, you guys act like if fucking Justin we weren't behind Justin the whole fucking 4 years he was here, or however long you fucking was here for. It's fucking ridiculous. Cheering for the guy that night, rooting for the guy that night, backing Justin up when Nagy fucking couldn't do dick with him, backing Justin up for the first year under fucking Luke Getsy. It's a joke with some of these people. You want to fucking just hear what you want to hear because you fucking love Justin so much for whatever reason. It's not like he was winning us fucking games, right? Remember? Oh, the defense was winning the games last year. Remember, the defense stepped up, started taking fucking the ball away. It's insane how these people fucking just forget what the fuck happens week in and week out. Crazy. Get some help. Get a life. Go fuck yourself. God damn. He's not here, man. He's not here, bro. Justin's not here to cuddle you. All right? Jesus. So sad. So strange. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up with that. Again, we're in a situation where there can be something done. As long as you stay the fuck out of football business and Kevin Warren isn't fucking scared or doesn't want to fucking do guys any favors. Hopefully he doesn't think of Ryan Poles as a son or something like that. Because if Ben Johnson wants whoever the fuck he wants and the price is right, fuck. I don't care about Ryan Poles that much to go ahead and say, hey, we can't go after this coach. Blackhawks suck too. I'm watching this. It's about to fucking be over. They're down 6-2 late in the third. All Chicago teams suck right now. I can't believe I'm saying maybe the fucking Cubs can change things. We'll see. All right, guys. That's going to be a wrap for me. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody. hopefully we don't get fucking dog walked against the Packers, but whatever's going to happen, I'm telling you, it's just I feel like it's going to be ugly regardless. It's going to be ugly regardless. I have no faith in what's going to happen this upcoming game. But one more game to go. That's all I got. One more game.